consuming here at the Uncensored Truth Podcast, saying, man, oh God, for our hip hop news uncensored, right here on Friday night. I know we usually come on Thursday. We're gonna switch it up for y'all, man. The summertime is coming. We coming at y'all every and all day. You feel me? Yes, sir. Oh God, what else we got cooking over there in the pot?
Yes, man. Well, as you know, man, we actually talked about it, and it's been hot all week. As we know, the Bill Cosby verdict has came in, and I was actually, scrolling through today, and I see an old episode on YouTube of Bill Cosby, like some clips. I'm like, man, just going back and looking at, that, and I just want to get to this point, man. It's the image, man, and even though Bill Cosby, it was one juror, who said ultimately that it was like he admitted to doing some, what he did, which was very unfortunate. But the fact remains, though, man, that this was so long ago, and now you see him taking this Cosby Show. I think it's been off, the air, and syndication, right? Mm-hmm. They're taking his Hollywood star up. They're talking about taking other things, from him. I think, at this point, it is. I'm not even going to use the word fair. I'm going to go with Felicia Rashad said. This is more about, and the people took her comment out of context when she said, forget about the women. What she was saying is not about the women. It's more so about them ruining the image of Bill Cosby. And I think that's something that, we could definitely, have a conversation on is the image, because we came up with that image. Now, it's not the end all be all, because at the end of the day, we had our Huxtables here. You know what I mean? With our grandfather and people. So we had our own, and that's the way we came up. Yeah. You know what I mean? It wasn't perfect and nothing like that, but we had that type of a structure, coming up. So with that being said, I think that Bill Cosby served his purpose in the Black community. You know what I mean? And at this point, I think with the media, we got to be careful with the media. We have to be very, very careful. It's just about destroying his image. And I don't know if I even believe, I think that was going on with the pills and everything, but I think more so it was a normalcy, really like popping perks today, to be real. I'm just going to keep it real with you. I think it's more like a normalcy. You know what I mean? That was more like a normalcy, what people would do. People say that it was like a come down type of a thing, or the chill out type of a thing. You know what I mean? And I think that the women used it as an opportunity to gain finance and notoriety at the end of the day. I truly believe that's what the situation was at this point. And I didn't, a while ago, but now just seeing how everything's unfolding, I think that, it's more about destroying his image.
I got a question for you. Do you feel as though Cosby should have deserved to serve any jail time at any time? Do you think what he did deserved jail time? I mean, we both agree on the fact that it was way beyond overtime, like 30, 40, 50 years. Like, come on, that's crazy as hell. But do you think that back in the day, with the trend and what was going on back in the day and the culture in which it was, do you think that he deserved jail time at all?
Well, he's going to get jail time. I don't know if I can answer that question, because I wasn't there in that room. I don't know. I don't know the exact situation. I don't know if it really happened. I don't know if he really put it in their drink. He was malicious and he was like, I'm gonna wait till this woman gets and do it. Or she was just like, no, give me a couple in there. You know what I mean? Let's take this. And I don't really know the situation, so I really don't know. Now I will say, if it was malicious intent with it, because for all we know, the lady could just be lying and just said that. And somebody could say, just say that he, slipped, whatever. We gotta look at every possibility here. If it was malicious, though, it will be considered sexual assault, obviously. Yeah. And we know what the laws are on the book. And I believe that, if you do it against their will, that, it should be some type of punishment for that. Definitely. But I don't know if I believe the story truly, man. I got to be real with you. I just don't know if I believe it from them, those women like that.
I'm going to go in what I feel, and then I will answer and then rebuttal what you said.
Right.
Because this is a hard conversation to have, but it's a must conversation. We call ourselves the Uncensored Truth for a reason. Right. We're about to get uncensored with this shit real quick. His legacy is erased. They succeeded in that. They erased it. Different world isn't thought of. Fat Albert isn't thought of. The Cosby Show is no longer thought of. They succeeded in erasing this man's legacy. And when you strip it all down for what it's worth, it's sad. You know what I mean? It's really sad for the generation, not our generation, but the generation behind us, that they won't get to see such legendary shows and enjoy them like they do your Michael Jacksons, like your Princes, like the people that are no longer here. They can still enjoy their timeless content and timeless playbook of information that they blessed us with for so many years. Bill Cosby will no longer, his content in his library will no longer be accessible for the generations to come to feed and just really just take in the power in which it was, because he was the Black Panther. He was the powerful show prior to anything, and he skyrocketed the Martins, the Parenthoods, the Family Matters, the Malcolm and Eddies, the so many, the Renaissance in Black culture and shows that we've seen in the 90s and we love. We've seen a lot of influential Black families. I was thinking on my walk today with my daughter, I remember just the Parenthood. I forgot about the Parenthood.
It's a lot of stuff.
And that was a strong, just Black show. Different world, great show. Cosby Show, we all know. Martin, it was a trend-setting show. We had the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You had success on TV with a lot of Black families, and you seen that it was a great image for us to portray and to take on with this era that we are in the internet, to kind of just take that blueprint and feed it into the real information that we can obtain today and really just give it back to our kids. So that being said, it's sad. But to think to what you said, you feel like the girls or the women had financial gain to receive in this. It may be true, but
I don't know. Yeah,
it has to be said,
right? And
I don't want to say it because, like I said, this hurts me right now because we grew up on it. But he told on himself. We're gonna keep it a buck. Cosby told on himself. It was said by a juror. I've been busting back and forth of thinking whether or not I want to play this clip, even when you were talking. But that's just me loving this dude. We got to play the clip. I'm gonna play it right now, and then let me hear.
Sex with them for weeks.
I'm gonna play that back again. My bad. One more time.
Giving these Quaalude
or beyond a reasonable doubt that he was guilty?
I think it was his deposition. Really, he was probably admitted to giving these Quaaludes to women, young women, in order to have sex with them.
For weeks. There was
all right, we can get into that, but basically the premise of it, he said in the beginning, Cosby told on himself.
Right.
He said that he gave these women Quaaludes, young women. Now they didn't specify what the age, and he is not in jail right now for having underage sex. So we're not even gonna paint that picture. Not gonna do it. Right. But what do you think about Cosby sitting in jail right now because he told on himself? Because like you alluded to, they had no evidence. There's no way to really do it. It's all hearsay. If he didn't say he gave these women Quaaludes, he wouldn't be doing 30 years right now, no matter what kind of evidence was out there. So what do you think about Cosby telling on himself?
I don't know why, and when you look, and you got to think, I want to put these 2 points out here first. A deposition is like something they send you. You got to like write it, and it's like a sworn statement. You know what I mean? Number 2, if you never actually sat through a trial, which I've sat through a murder trial, so I've actually got to see. And people say a lot of stuff. I don't, believe that the system is fair. You know what I mean? But one thing I can say is that everything was put on the table. And most of the time, if you have a good attorney, they're going to make sure every fact is heard. And if you're sitting there, and I'm not saying every time it goes the way it's supposed to go, obviously things happen because you got to get all these people to go away. If one person goes a certain way, then it's done.
Right.
You know what I mean? So me sitting through it and me just knowing, the process, then hearing the jurors say that, it hurts, man. It hurts for me. Like even in the beginning, you heard me I didn't want to really say it. You know what I mean? That he did he put in deposition that he used to, give women Quaaludes, in order to have sex with them. I mean, this is what was in a deposition. And not only that, obviously there's other things in there. Again, all the things being put on the table, with good lawyers, which probably happened in this case. Not to say that maybe they could have been lying, but I think that right there. I mean, if you kill somebody, you say I did it, and there's other things that point to it,
right?
But they got the confession. If they didn't have the confession, you wouldn't be in there. So I don't know why he did it. I just don't know why, man. It hurts, man.
You think it was age? Do you think it was
it gotta be more than
legal?
It got that's crazy.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
You would think that he would get some kind of schooling, like, nah, by no stretch of the imagination do you bring that shit up. Don't even you run away from that question. Nope. say no. At the end of the day, it's wow.
And I'm gonna say, I'm gonna just say this though, because I don't want to feel like we're insensitive here.
Yeah.
And I think it was the right thing to do to put everything on the media. We got to put it out there.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Wow. What reason will we have to hide it?
Right.
You know, but it's just like, we got to be careful. We just got to be careful. I'll just leave it there. We got to be careful with this whole situation. At the end of the day.
It's definitely agendas at hand with this. He is guilty. He gave it to him. He said it. And he's going to do time now because of it, whether you agree with that or not. But there is, you could definitely talk on this man's legacy that shows the power he gave to every household, not just black, but even just watching from a White House perspective, seeing strong black people like that. It was just a powerful show on so many different levels. And it's a shame that we'll no longer see it.
Yeah, I want to add just one thing, though, because one thing we got to remember, though, is any lawyer will tell you that you got to be preparing for an appeal. Not to say, that they're going to win, but there's been a lot of experts. I've been reading a lot of things that said, this is, they already had appealed the decision, so there is a chance that this could be overturned. There's a small chance, you know what I mean? But
that's
don't know.
There's no way, in my opinion. Not he's the poster child. He's the example they're going to set, and hopefully and the only reason I say hopefully because you see a lot of other people out here, the Harvey Weinsteins, and the list goes on and on of people that's done real sick shit out here, way sicker than even what Bill Cosby did, and they better take their asses to jail too. So hopefully Bill Cosby's the domino effect, and a lot of other motherfuckers going to jail, and we don't have to have another conversation in the next couple of months. That's all I'm gonna say about it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So definitely listen to the Uncensored Truth podcast.